Okay, ladies, gents, boys and girls, one and all, welcome guys. It's time to, as always, time to get this show on the road. So without further ado, good morning, good afternoon, a very good evening, no matter where we are around the world. Welcome to another edition of the London session. Once again, looking forward to seeing what we can come up with moving forward here today on the charts, having a look at obviously gold and any other pair as per request. So you guys know the drill though. If you could please, in the meantime, those few of you on the stream on both TikTok and YouTube, don't forget to smash that like button. TikTok, hit that little screen for me. Any charts, any questions, anything you'd like me to take a look at, I will do so shortly. So pop those into the chat. Let's get this chat pumping, guys. Let me know how you're going, and don't be shy to say g'day, and let's have a good one. And let's have a look first of all at the all-important news to see if there is anything scheduled for our session here today. Looking at the news, just refreshing it. All right, falling CPI for the Aussie dollar. Aussie dollar just continues to bleed at the moment. Nothing of impact during our session here today. Let's see what there is during MI today moving forward. Nothing as well that should really have major impact on the markets. However, as we do know, anything could break at any point in time, so we need to be wary of that. Keep an eye and finger on the pulse of the news. Anyway, guys, let's have a good one, and let's start with, as always, let's start with the good old gold, and let's look at the weekly time frame here to begin. And what we can see is, just make sure I'm not on mute first of all, and yep, I'm all good to go. All right, so what we can see is that weekly, look at that level. Mentioned it yesterday, guys. 4,080 was next on the cards. Also the support 4,060 based on the weekly. Now, do believe there's a good chance we could still end up breaking back down towards that 4K flat level, which was some previous support, and obviously a psychological round number. So we're forming strong bearish on the weekly. As we go down now to the daily time frame, what we can see is that is also forming a bearish candle, low high, low low to the previous candle, suggesting we have bearish candle probabilities. What we have done is tapped into that support though, that 4,070, which I had mentioned Monday, mentioned yesterday. It was a good chance we could eventually tap into, and seeing we've actually tapped into that, would be a potential for price to make a bit of a pullback from this point. So it is a solid, obviously a strong support in the daily. It does line up some previous support here to the left as well. But it's something we need to keep in mind looking for entries. Now, normally when I see a candle forming like so, with bearish candle probabilities forming quite strong bearish, my idea would be likely to look for levels within it where price could potentially pull back to, and once again reject, to look for opportunities to take a sell or continuation below the current daily candles low. So we're going to mark that in. However, having said that, if we were now to continue bearish, then there really is not much of a need for us to pop back up and break our own high. If we do so, then what that suggests to me is that perhaps we're going to respect this support in the high time frame, and we could eventually make that pullback, so start trending back bullish. Definitely a level of interest that we need to be wary of. So I'm going to mark in the daily high, obviously, and the low, and we'll make our way down to the 4 hour. So we're bearish weekly, bearish daily. For our structure, nothing has changed here at all. We are also still technically bearish, but as we can see, we are at the support and looking like we're potentially exhausting here. We have left multiple long wicks into that support. Previous candle closed back quite weak bearish. We've just opened the new candle on this particular broker and straight bullish, just forming the upper wick. So bearish again on the 4 hour wick. The bias is going to be bearish, with the higher time frame suggesting potential for further downside. Doesn't mean I'm not going to consider any buys. We'll wait and see what we've got on the 15-minute time frame. Once again, at strong support, so potential level price could bounce off. Just mark in that level to the left, and we will adjust it shortly on the M15. So that's the current 4 hour range, guys. That's the current daily candles high. So we can see a bit of exhaustion on the previous 4 hour. We want to break it, then I do believe there's a good chance it could come back up towards the current daily candles high. On to the 15-minute time frame here, and I can tell you that that also is technically bearish in structure. So therefore, let me just remove this zone for the time being. I'll draw it back in. Use that. let's just look to the left. We may need to extend this across to incorporate any support same level. All right, looks like that is lowest point of bullish candle. That is lowest point. I mean, there's not much margin at all in the 15-minute time frame. It really is one big level, to be honest, guys. Really is one big level that we're approaching here on the M15. So it's a 4-hour support. All right, so plan of attack, therefore, guys, is quite simple. What we want to look for is resistance to form upon this pullback. Now we're approaching, or got a level to the left below the current daily candles level. We're going to mark this whole level in as a minor resistance that price could potentially pull back to. It's going to remove that horizontal down to this point here. So 4,098 or 4,098, just that's the beginning basically of the resistance, all the way up to 4,110. What we want to see is price pop up to that point and look out for some sort of rejection. Once again, the daily is still at that point forming bearish. The weekly also very similar to what I mentioned on the daily. We're just looking to see within it what potential levels price could pull back to. Look for some rejection and continuation sells back down towards the current daily / weekly low. So what I'm going to be looking for is price to pop back up to that resistance, confirm a price action catalyst from it, and then look for an opportunity to take a sell back down from, once again, below at 4,098 or 4,100 sort of region if it does present. Now, aside from that, as to where structural flip back bullish is going to be beyond that point. So until we really have that, I'm not interested in looking for buy options, guys. Similar to yesterday, the only point in time where I would consider a buy moving forward, if we don't have that structure flip, would be off the back of a strong 4-hour close, and then perhaps on the following 4-hour candles, it creates a lower wick, forms support, creates the higher low, which is kind of what we got yesterday after the stream. Then that is probably the only point in time where I would consider any sort of counter trend buys at the minute, because we are extremely bearish on gold at the moment. So my bias is to look for sells. I don't want to see if there is another option below the low, but we really don't have the margin. It's just one big zone of support, which I would rather avoid trading into. Now, on the flip side, as you guys know, there is one very popular entry which I love to take, and that is called the interruption candle entry. Now, that is probably one of the only times I would take a counter, especially when it's the bias is 4 versus 0 overall bearish. This is one of the only times I would consider a counter trend option. We have a potential IC buy presenting in 5 minutes time. We've got impulse off the 4-hour support, pause, continuation. Now, for that to remain valid, price must not tap into target just now at that 4,098.4. So long as it doesn't do that, then we could have a valid buy limit order, guys, on the next M15 candle. So that is something we'll be keeping a bit of an eye on in the next 4 minutes and 40 seconds for any potential buy options. So that's the only other potential entry at the minute. Otherwise, we're just waiting for some rejection, sell options, and it's pretty much simply it on gold today as to what I'm going to be looking for. Let's just see what is that level on my broker's chart. Just let me take a look at it. The high of that horse candle is 4,080.12 to be exact on my chart. 4,080.12. Now, again, this cannot tap into the target just now. Otherwise, it's just not our trade. We just need to wait and see how price reacts to it for potential rejection sells. Anyway, that is my outlook. Hopefully it makes sense, guys. Please make sure to hit the like button, YouTube, TikTok, smash that little screen for me. Paul, good day to you, mate. Hope you well. Thank you for your support. Peter as well. Thank you to the Aussie boys. Good to have you on the stream. Tony Gold, grand rise to you. Gold has it all. Hello there. How are you doing? I'm looking for a better short to add to my short. I just took profits in gold and platinum. Nice one. Now I need to add to the position. So looking for any opportunities. Well, yeah, I'm looking also for a short. We're likely about to tap into the level, so the buys are probably going to have to be off the table. But yeah, just looking to see how price reacts to 4,100. See if we get some sort of confirmation to look for a sell option. That's what I'll be doing. TikTok, thank you to the new followers. Let me see if I've missed anything. Don't be shy to say g'day. The unit, have you ever heard Tradeify crypto? It's a website well funded. I heard of it, but don't know a thing about it. Is the first account to block? Alright, that's it. So we're about to tap into the target by the looks of it, guys. Still haven't though, so as long as we don't tap in, then the buy is still going to be technically valid. Stop loss on that buy is quite a deep one. Yeah, you're looking at some 86 pips roughly. It's a very close to tapping in though. And Eric, shall we go for a solid buy at this moment? Nothing right at this moment, not in my opinion, but see, we're approaching a zone of interest. Did I not share that? Alright, just over a minute remaining. Just quickly going to send a link to my group. And as you saw yesterday, guys, patience pays. So that's exactly what we're going to be doing again today. Just waiting patiently to get involved in the markets. Visual Mill, good day to you. Printed hard on longs on UCAD. I don't know if you hadn't seen it or not. No, I haven't seen it at all, mate. But nice work. Just going to focus on gold for a minute though. Enric, 4100. I can't tell you the exact level, mate. That's a level of interest that I'd like to try to get involved in to sell, but it doesn't mean I just sell it at that point. Went over this yesterday. Fortunately, I don't have a crystal ball to be able to tell you guys exactly the time and price that I'm going to be selling or buying. Doesn't work like that. All right, so we're not going to tap in here. So we got a valid interruption buy, but if we tap in now, then it's not going to be valid. So long as we trickle back down without tapping into the blue zone here, we actually have a valid entry. Not now, I mean, buy limit. So not saying buy it now, not saying sell it now. All right. Longs are valid on the buy limit the interruption play. Let's just remove that for the time being. $4,080.12. Alright, so that's what I'm looking at, guys. As long as we don't actually tap in, then we are valid here on the 15th. Gold has it all good. I mean, I'd also be considering sell options if I get the right confirmation, even though it hasn't tapped in. Reason being is because we are technically bearish. The bias is bearish, the structure in the 15-minute time frame is bearish, so we don't necessarily need to create a double top. We could reject a little bit before it, but I need a confirmation now. A single candle catalyst in this sort of situation, and guys, listen in because I give away so much free education on these streams and get nowhere near enough love. A single candle catalyst in this situation is like so. Bearish engulfing. Now, there's a few issues with this if that was to present. And it could present, but the issues are, the first issue is stop loss on the following, seeing your entry will be below the catalyst. Stop loss will be above the catalyst candle size. It's just way too wide. It's just not worth it. The second thing that's not perfect about that, I mean, as good as confirmation is the fact that you won't have the margin. So you're right back into pretty much back towards the 4-hour support. So you don't quite have the margin at that point to sell it. So the better option is to look for what goes on within the 15-minute candle, such as maybe a 5-minute catalyst. So if this closes, for instance, strong bearish, followed by maybe a weak bullish M5, followed by a bearish engulfing M5 to close 15-minute candle strong bearish, then you've done a few things. If you've closed the 15-minute strong bearish candle, a little bit stronger than that. Anyway, looking somewhat like so. You've pulled back to pretty much tap into the resistance. So once you begin, so you've engulfed that bullish candle, so you close below the minus support formed at the resistance on the 5-minute. So once the new candle opens up, creates an upward wick and begins to drop, break below the catalyst candle's low, that to me is a pretty solid option. So it's something that could present as well. But let's see, limit order buys are in and we are approaching fast, guys. Oh shit, wrong lot size, let me fix that. Alright, so I've got the limit order set. Sunbus Golden Lens, good morning to you, my loyal YouTube member. I hope you're doing well, my friend. Welcome. Omar, thank you for sharing a live. Welcome to everyone on TikTok. Thank you to the new followers. Had a really good day yesterday on stream. Got some nice shorts on gold. We'll see. Looking at the moment for a counter trend buy based off a simple price action pattern we call the interruption entry. Well, let's see if it does eventually tags in. That black 6L stop loss is below the interruption candle itself. Pro 1 hour don't have a bottom wick. It's all good. Doesn't necessarily need one. YouTube channel name, Palmvia, exact same as my profile name. YouTube, don't forget to hit that like button too. Let me know how you're going. Anyone running trades, both YouTube, TikTok, what's the deal? How are we going today? Called a zero drawdown win on AU yesterday, the Aussie dollar, and pretty much zero drawdown on the gold as well. So let's see. Now, if it does get triggered in, seeing this is very counter trend, we'll begin to break even pretty quickly. So what we often see in this situation is price tends to react to that pause candle quite quickly. Let's get to the point where I can get to break even and start to consider securing some profit. Here. It's the same as my TikTok name. It's what I meant, as Crow mentioned. That black XAUUSD lost 26 pounds. I mean, it's nothing that significant. Well, hopefully not for you anyway. There's always another opportunity. Well, you just need to patiently again wait for it to present. Here from Punjab, live in Sydney now. Nice one, mate. Yeah, I'm in Melbourne. Good to have you on the stream. Same for everyone else. Want to hear a bit more from the guys on YouTube though. Let me know, guys. How are you going today? I know Franco's busy at the moment. Hopefully he pops on soon. These candles are big again, guys. The volume in these candles are quite strong at the minute. All right, so we're keep an eye on my brokerage chart. Just quickly look at German 40. Maybe let's not look at it. Looks pretty ordinary. It's just stuck in some consolidation. Let's quickly look at Nasdaq. Very similar. Just like analysis from yesterday's pre-market played out. Nasdaq actually looking not too bad. For some potential sell options. So this closed bearish engulfing. For me, Nasdaq would be a nice sell on the following candle. You've pretty much tapped into the Asian range high, the high of the day. Willing to reject below it, you form some minor support. If you can close strong bearish here, upper wick, similar to what I mentioned before on gold on the 5-minute, you have it form on the 15-minute here on NAS, and that to me is a really strong confirmation that price could be ready to continue to the downside again. Now, buyers above that level there look good to me. That's roughly 29,630. But otherwise, below it, I'd be looking for sell options. That's just looking at simple price action without doing proper top-down analysis. Does look to be still in a bit of a pullback phase, still quite bearish on Nasdaq. Weekly low, high, low, low, forming bearish engulfing, very strong bearish close in the previous day's candle. Flash structure, the way I see it, still technically bullish, but it is creating lower low. It's got a long way to actually technically flip the structure, but either way, we can see it's trending bearish against the actual structure itself. And a 15-minute structure, I would argue, is also bearish, so long as it remains below this 29,633.5 roughly. So I'd definitely be more looking for downside options on Nasdaq as well. That looks pretty good. Let's quickly look. Gold, we're not supposed to tap in. Ooh, GJ's tapped into the Asian range high and bounced straight off it. There is a delayed interruption valid on GJ by limit. Yeah, it is valid. That did not engulf, so it's technically valid. Have a look at AU. Consolidating. AU has just been absolutely belted around this week. EU looks the same as AU, nothing going on there. GU fake out looks pretty shitty as well, popping back into the Asian range. DA, nothing there. These the charts look ordinary. The currency pairs look like dog shit, in all honesty. UJ trying to trend. Yeah, it would have needed to be in a buy if you were to buy it. Buy limit is valid at the high of that bearish candle on the interruption entry. Not much going on with the majors, so let's see on gold, guys. Jamal, trade more on gold, you trade JP225. I don't know what you mean by that. I trade gold. Board again, what's your strategy? Price action. Price action at predetermined levels on the chart after I've done my top-down analysis. Aside from that, do have one entry, this particular entry, which is the interruption candle entry, which tends to happen either when price is trending or within a range. This time it's happening within the range. Jamal and Nikai, is it? Yeah, I just trade gold, mate. That's all I need. It's good enough for me. Trade a clips HQ. You're in gold buys. Okay, fair enough. Phil, good morning to you, mate. Yeah, all good, bro. All good. Just chilling, waiting for. Got a buy limit set here on gold. Alright, starting to rip against the downside here. What would be really nice is if this can actually rip down in the last minute and a half of the candle, tags in, pop back up to leave the upper wick. I'd get to break even. New candle creates an upper wick, gives us some decent profit, starts to secure some profit, and then you don't really give a shit what the rest of it does. So I don't mind the approach at the minute. Now the sells are going to be difficult. It is forming kind of it is forming what I wanted to see. It's pretty much exactly what I mentioned on the 15, but the issue is going to be stop loss. We don't have the margin to that level, because that would be the overall target. So you got less than a 1-to-1 off that. I'm going to stick with the buy limit for the time being. Now the other option, well, the other thing that would be nice if it does present is if the next M15 can actually, which is also going to be M30, can just open straight bearish, tag us in, and then bounce. So the 30 closing potentially weak bullish. Yeah, I'm still keeping it in, guys. For the time being, I've still got the order in. A way to manage it, I may cut half as it breaks that bullish candle's low. I mean, at times we do add positions at the body as well, guys, myself and the guys, but I think this is counter trend. I'll probably just stick to the one position on it. Bit of a rejection to close the candle on the 15, closing the 5-week bearish as well. So let's see, guys. Popping straight bearish. Let's see. It would be fantastic if this just pops straight down to that entry. Thank you to my Thai friend for sending the sticker. I appreciate it. Welcome. Can speak a fair bit of Thai, but I can't read it, so can't say your name, unfortunately. Pity you don't like it, so was Asian trade which you missed? On what, gold or? Fair enough, mate. Where would I look to get involved today? Possibly here. To break that weak bullish pause candle. Had I been on the charts, I was at the gym at that point, on my way to the gym. I had to go to my warehouse afterwards to things. I just got in just before the stream. Gold. Yeah, I would have loved to look for any sells from this level. I would have loved some consolidation. It's ugly. You guys get the picture. Something like this, giving us a decent stop loss and then rejection sell. Now, all right. Money, goodbye to you. Cracking gym session today. Bloody high intensity. Did monster sets for shoulders and back. Smashed it out. Abs as well. Ogdo, did you buy or planning at the... no, I've got a limit order set. Ogdo, 52 you bought. Surprised me the engulfing candle. 52. Nice one, mate. Pretty much bought the low by the sounds of it. Octo, grueling patience all day, but on read says the low to be safe. Yeah, well, good to hear you're patient waiting for, you know, your plans to present. That's the main thing. That's what I do on a daily. I mean, I cop it on these lives when I don't take a trade. Still cop it when I take a trade. People love to hate. But yeah, like I always preach, the most important thing in trading is patience. Not stress it enough. Saw yesterday, waited till the very end of the stream for the right confirmation. Got it finally. Took the opportunity and, you know, got the job done. But I'm glad you mentioned that patience, because it's really it's a prerequisite as a trader. You must practice patience. I don't understand. People don't necessarily want that. A lot of people just want to get, you know, get it done quick, I suppose. Everyone wants the simple way. Most people. A lot of people don't want to learn for themselves. Carl, didn't even see your messages pop up. I don't know why, but welcome to you, mate. Put you in the stream yesterday, somewhat on time today. Nice one, mate. I just noticed your messages. Sorry, mate. I thought it was probably thought it was Nightbot. It comes up blue, the same as Nightbot. All right, so if we do tap into this level, I'm going to remove the order because we don't quite have the margin on the delayed interruption here, to be honest. The cluster / delayed, I'd want it to be at the bottom at the support. Right in the middle here. I mean, it's still valid, but it's a matter of comfort. And for me, I wouldn't be as comfortable. But who knows? We still could potentially get a sell as well, depending how this candle closes. So what, guys, if we close like this, I might be looking for a sell below the weak bullish candles low on the next M15. If that's the case, I will likely remove the buy limit. I would definitely get to break even at that level, knowing that there is a high probability it could bounce off it or react to it, knowing that is a entry we would take to the upside, my team. Have a look at US oil, kind of matter of interest. So it's actually moving in line with gold for the most part lately, and to be honest, they're usually inversely correlated. There was a moment yesterday, DXY and gold were both moving bullish. I'm always one to say, don't worry what DXY is doing if you're trading gold, just focus on gold. For a general idea as to whether or not there's strength in US dollar, the best thing to look at is the Euro EU, so Euro against the US dollar, seeing that is the most liquid currency pair on the market. So if Euro US dollar is trending bearish, likely it means there's strength across the board in the US dollar, unless there's high impact news on the Euro, which is causing it to dump. But at the moment we can see that there isn't, so it's just means there's strength in US dollar. So likely we're going to see GU, AU all retracing, likely gold. So that's probably the best way to gauge strength in the US dollar. Carl, if the 5 minute closed bearish with long upper wick and closes below support, I'll enter a sell and didn't. Oh, okay. Yeah, I know what you mean. The rejection. Yeah, I'm gonna wait and see if this can reject and close weak bullish. Then I'm gonna be looking for a sell option. We need to begin to reject though. $10x AM. What about silver? Love silver. Want to be buying more silver. Physical. Very similar to gold, it's made a clean move up from the daily low. It's at some resistance. So silver, if you're looking pretty good for potential short options from the current level. 15s formed resistance. The current candle's just broken a low. Possibly off the back of the next M15 close, because you're going to close below. If it closes below its 5 minute support, what you've done is you've broken the Asian range high and need to pull back within it. So if you can start to close below it on this 15, then I do believe it could be a good option to take a sell back down. The other option is to wait for the 30 minutes close, and that confirmation is obviously a higher time frame confirmation. Maybe you might get this candle closing strong bearish, followed by a weak bullish pause, forming support above, below, the Asian range high, and then look for a short back below to support. But to me, it looks like it could be a decent level to look for sell options. Personally, I don't trade it, I just accumulate it, the physical. All right, so let's see, we've got just over 2 minutes remaining, guys. Let's see if we can begin to reject. If we do, then there's going to be a potential sell below this bullish candle's low. If not, we're likely going to need to wait for session open. Still got the buy limit in. I'll let you know if I am removing it though. $10 yeah, I'm trying to get into silver option with silver. I got stopped at break even, so looking for another entry. Okay, yeah, I personally don't trade it. I've traded it once or twice and did alright from it, to be honest, but I prefer just to accumulate. The reason being is because, again, I scalp, and for me the spreads on silver aren't very friendly. They do fluctuate quite a lot too. Whereas on gold, I've got a spread of, like, for the most part, between 0.5, so half a pip, and about 1.2 pips for the most part. Whereas silver, I'm looking at about anywhere, it just goes crazy, anywhere from 2.5 up to about 6 pips, and it just changes within a second. So that's what puts me off trading it. All right, just under a minute, guys. We want this to reject. Let's quickly look at a 5 minute again. 5 minute, we're pretty much confirmed a high low here, but a 5 minute looks like we may even pop up a little bit further before we eventually reject. I mean, the good thing is we've got some support now on the 5, so it is potential entry point for a sell. We'll have the support formed on the 15, so we need to be below that for any sells. But once again, as long as we don't necessarily tap into this resistance, then the buy limit to me is still technically valid. And it moves fast, but it moves fast. I like it, but don't at the same time. Yeah, it does move very fast, silver. A lot more volatile than gold. All right, so we've got the closure of this candle, and we're closed too strong, so there's not going to be a sell stop placed. But let's see if it's going to pop back down and tag us in. I was on a members only call yesterday for about an hour and a half, having a good chat. Be hosting another members only call later. Andy, you got 3 by open positions. Should I hold? Well, you should, before you enter those buys, you should have a plan, mate. In my opinion, we're still very bearish here. And it is at pretty much at a level of interest where it could potentially reject. I'm still contemplating the buy. I mean, I've got the buy limit order set, but if we tap into this resistance, then I'm going to remove that and definitely going to be more focused on selling it. My bias is definitely more bearish, so just depends where you got in from, but I would say make sure to manage those trades if you are in profit. manage it in profit, so don't take a loss on it, because you're trying to buck the trend at the minute. The trend is very bearish. You got to remember, we've got the weekly forming very strong bearish. We've got the daily counter probabilities bearish. The one good thing you have on your side about the daily and the 4 hour, even though they are bearish, is the fact they are bouncing or at some very strong support. So a potential level where price could bounce off, yes, but you are counter trend trading it, so just be wary of that. Make sure to, you know, manage your trades, make sure to have a stop loss, make sure to have a realistic target, and that's pretty much all I can recommend. 64 is the entry, so you're well in profit, mate. Don't give it up. Maybe trail your stop loss to the swings. Andy, you're good. GJ, oh Jesus, look at that. Well, that would have been a win. I know it sunk through it eventually, but it's tapped into it and bounced straight off it for second day in a row on happened Monday in GJ. So that would have been a win. You got definitely more than 1-to-1. Once again, the interruption working wonders. Yesterday was AU we called without drawdown. The day before was GJ without drawdown. 3 days running on the currency pairs called interruption entries, and 3 days running would have hit at least a 1-to-1 with 0 drawdown. So fantastic to see. Let's see if gold can give us the same. Let's see, guys. Now on the rules with this entry too, if we come to the very last moments of the candle and we're not in it, but we're very close to it, I remove the order, because my concern is if you close strong bearish engulfing without being triggered in, and create a bit of an upper wick, tag win, and just dump straight through. So we would need to be a little bit wary of that. Yeah, starting to push quite bearish here. Bit of volume popping into the market, so let's see. definitely a bit of volume here. It's just a bit of indecision at the moment. Yeah, just chopping consolidation here on the 5 minute. We need it's just still just be patient, guys. That's cool. YouTube guys, please be sure to hit the like button, team. Please help me out. Be much appreciated. There's 39 of you on streams, only 14 likes, so please hit the like button. Alrighty guys, 5 minutes until session open. Still got the buy limit set, so I'll let you know if I am going to remove it. At this stage, I'm still happy to keep it in. Sketchmas, appreciate it, mate. Brad, g'day to you, hope you're well. Life is good, g'day to you. In a trade, I know I've got a buy limit though, set at the level it's saying on the screen for 4080.12 based on the interruption candle. But if it taps into the blue zone here, I will remove that order and see how we react to that blue zone. And still interested in selling it. Still bias is bearish. I prefer to sell, but I do have a valid entry based on the interruption to the upside, so that order is set at the minute. Panic out to you view on EU. I had a look at it before. Looks pretty ordinary. It actually looks like it's about to break down, doesn't it? My view would be bearish, definitely bearish. I mean, you got a really strong weekly bearish candle forming. Still have a little bit of margin to the downside, not a great deal, but some to targets the support on the weekly. The daily, you're kind of at some support. But again, trending very bearish. So based off that, be looking to see within the current day's candles to where price could potentially pull back to form resistance and head back down. Oh geez, almost tapped into the interruption. When was it valid? It didn't go off. I mean, the interruption was just valid just then, but it didn't quite tap in based on the 4 hour. Let's have a look to the left on the 4 hour. Yeah, so it's also that wick is support. That's currently at below it. That's next. So definitely bearish though. You need some sort of reaction, to be honest. It's kind of feels like you've missed the move. I'd be looking for the interruption sell. So you need to wait just under 2 minutes for the confirmation, and then I'd be looking for a limit order sell at the low of that bullish candle. I mean, the better option, because the only concern about that is the fact that we're just broken the Asian range low, and that's back within it. So if we were to pop back within the Asian range, it may actually push through, form support, and head back up. So I mean, the next best option would be to wait for it to reset. So what I mean by that is let it create a bit of minor support after tapping into the Asian range low, closing back below it, and then to me the top-notch entry would be on the following candle, for instance, as it breaks the low of that weak bullish candle. So that's your options: either a limit order sell for session open, or you wait for that to present. Because at the minute, I mean, it makes sense. I'm not saying it's the worst thing to do to look for a sell at London Open, but you kind of feel like you've missed the best part of the move. That's what I think anyway. They're your options. Just watching gold, because we are starting to push again with a bit of volume. So it looks like we're going to close far away enough. At this rate, I'm still going to keep the order in, guys. What would be fantastic is the new candle can just pop straight down. Again, with this one, if I do take it, if I do get triggered in, I'm going to try to get to break even quickly, because it is very counter trend. Panda, all good. The real Eddie. Stop loss if trade goes in below the interruption candle. So 4071.8 roughly. Alright, session open, guys. So we'd love for it to pop straight down. I don't think it will though, but we'll see. Girl has it all liked already, thank you. Hopefully you're following the stream live, because if I mentioned that probably about 15 minutes ago. 10 minutes ago. Alright, we just flipped. Still got the limit order in, guys. There she is, the lovely lady. Thank you, my lady. I hope you're having a good day too, and chat to you later. What a legend. Always nice to have the missus supporting you. Girl has it all. Sorry I was away, but I had the earbuds on. I was listening in, but for a moment I was diverted. Resumed and had to cut. All good. No, all good. Haven't missed anything. We've still got the limit order set here to the upside on gold, but just consolidating. There really is no momentum at the minute. pretty boring so far, isn't it? Nothing going on. Girl has it all. Your background music is actually really good. Don't like a lot of noise, and this one's just perfect. Yeah, it's all right. I mean, it's pretty chill. You're quite limited as to what you can play. Otherwise, you get bloody issues with YouTube. They won't monetize the stream, and the more strikes you get, the more likely you will be to be more likely you're going to get banned from streaming. So I just use the free audio library from YouTube. I figure you can't go wrong copyrighting that if you use that, and so far so good. Not sure how long ago that sticker was sent, but thank you nonetheless to my other Thai friend who sent the sticker. Wish I could read Thai, but I fortunately cannot. So we've completed the first 5 minutes of session open here. We're really back at right where we started. Let's see, it's maybe the market's just feeling out the orders at the moment and not, indecisive, not sure what direction it wants to move. It'd be nice if we get just this sharp little drop to tag in and then bounce. Sometimes that's what happens in this sort of situation when you are consolidating. It looks like you could be ready to break it, and it pulls all the way back into it. So let's see. But again, the conditions are for this buy limit. We can't tap into the blue zone. If that's the case, then my focus turns to just sell options. Ryan, yeah, it's you. Yeah, I'm still got to buy and limit him. Again, the conditions are I just can't tap into my blue zone. We've not tapped in. I mean, it's the same level on a 30. We've not tapped into it. So as long as we don't tap into it prior to it popping back down to that point, happy to keep the order in. But we're just consolidating. So at this stage, I mean, it could rip up, tag in, and then I'm going to remove it, then dump. I have to wait and see. But yeah, I've got it in still. Apple user, g'day to you. Loving this now. That pairs like the pound and USD finally have broken the yearly consolidation. Yeah, I'm not loving it because they're all freaking going against the wrong way. I mean, AU, I want a strong Aussie dollar. I think I travel a lot, but the Aussie dollar is popping it, and it is really breaking bearish. I mean, for the most part, it's been quite bullish of late. It's nasty. AUD is taking hard. It is, mate. It is. Right? Yeah, I don't trade fair value gaps. I mean, it's nothing wrong if you do and use it to add confidence to trades, but it's just not what I do. I suppose it's a good thing if it lines up with it. And XAM, what do I think about standard deviation? No thoughts on it. You know, I just trade price action, so right, these candles are my signals. These zones are my points of interest. So it's not saying anything shit, or you know, don't trade it, but I just not the guy to ask about it because I don't personally worry about that stuff. Apple user, chop again. You love purely because I like using consistent high time frame, and when I left work, I last June, that's when chopping it up. Fair enough, mate. No, I can understand. Accumulation. What about accumulation? We're at a level of accumulation. We call it resistance. That's why I call it accumulation. That's also support here. It's just consolidation, accumulation. Said something random. It's all good. It gets the algorithm ticking, so feel free. Apple, so it feels like I'm finally awakened from a long coma. Yeah, I can understand, Matt. It's good for you. Yeah, I just wish they broke the upside, not the bloody downside, but what can you know? All the USD, to be honest, I'm a little bit confused by it all. Really confused by it all, because I would have thought an agreement with the war on Iran. I know it's tentative. I know it's, you know, on tender hooks and anything can happen at any point in time and the war's back on. But to be honest, something that I would have thought seeing there was an agreement signed, I would have thought that would spur more risk on into the market and things like, you know, Bitcoin, Nasdaq, gold, which is, I mean, essentially it's a safe haven, but of late it's traded more like a risk on asset. USD is the safe haven, so I would have thought that, you know, gold, the Aussie dollar, the euro, the pound all would have got a bounce off the back of that news from last Friday, but last week nothing's changed. It's just continuing bearish. I'm a little bit confused by it all, to be honest, unless it's to do with the agreement signed, which I think the US have agreed to basically rebuild a lot of their infrastructure. So as far as I can see, I mean, Iran definitely got the better of the deal. I have no idea what the US event, what they achieved, if anything. Didn't achieve a regime change or anything like that. Didn't seem to damage any major infrastructure. I don't think they stopped their nuclear, you know, the armory and production. I have no idea, but I don't think there was anything to do with that also. I don't think that was stopped, so I can't see. I'll try to spin it like they got the best of the deal, but I mean, the Strait of Hormuz is under Iranian control still. You can get through, but I think they're charging tolls and that for ships to get through. So how on earth US got the best of that deal? I have no idea. So why, I don't know why there is so much strength in US dollar at the minute. I'm not great when it comes to fundamentals, but that's just my opinion of it. It just doesn't make sense. Oh, someone got a backhand deal on this. Yeah, oh, mate, 100%. Just, yeah, it just seems so suspect, doesn't it? Your mic sounds to be like a robot. Yeah, sometimes it happens on TikTok. I'm not sure why. Doesn't seem to happen on YouTube though, but occasionally I don't change any of the settings. I don't know why. You reckon it's a swimming pool getting a new coat of paint, diving $1 high? Mate, who knows? Honestly, it's just, I don't know why the dollar keeps pumping. 10xn? Possibly. I mean, we rejected leaving a long upper wick again, but let's look at the 5. We're just consolidating here in the 5. So we're literally at where London opened at the minute. A bit on the 5, yeah, looked like it may reject, but alright, so still got the buy limit in. Let's see. Jesse Lewis, there's a saying that goes, the market can stay irrational longer than you can stay solvent. So I just follow the trend and ignore the outside noise. For the most part, it's very true. I've heard that many times before. It's very true. So that's the best way to go about it, mate. I mean, even, you know, me trading on stream, you guys should do what you think is the right thing to do. So I'm doing what I think is the right thing to do. But don't just take a trade because I've said I'm doing this, doing that. Everyone should have their own plan and follow it. Alright guys, I'm back in a minute, so I'll keep an eye on my phone, the price. Be right back. Alright guys, still not made the move. We're still waiting here. The next app, you're looking at buys too, just like when and where. Yeah, well, I've got the buy limit still set, but at the minute it was just not moving at all. Medium 30, you've broken a lot of that previous candle, so it's a medium 30. Looks like a good chance it could come down, but to be honest, it probably should have made the move by now. Well, it's going to come down now. 15 is just really choppy at the minute. Very indecisive currently. Let's have a look at the 5 minute. 5 minute just continues to pull back into consolidation as well. Wow, look at German 40. Got a nice cluster interruption for later on. EU's continued through. So yeah, so you got it. Delay interruption valid on EU. That looks really good. Oh, GU's literally tapped into it and reacting. So there was a valid entry on GU as well on the interruption sell, and it's literally tapped into it and is rejecting it. Interesting to see. In the meantime, gold is doing absolutely nothing. Marathon 65 to 69. Zero. Still see a dump till 40.28. I mean, 4,000's on the cards. So there's a possibility. Yesterday's target was met at 4,070 region. So yeah, it's a possibility, but I mean, will it do it? Who knows? No one can say 100% certainty. Paul, yesterday, the runner, secured at 60, so it was 35 and 60, just over 60 yesterday. I tried to hold, I did my best to not manage it anymore, so it got to about 120, I think, something like that, pip profit, and then it eventually reversed and came back to the entry. So I tried to keep a tiny position running just to test myself out, but yeah, I've got the rest, have got taken out, break even. It's still a really nice win though, off the back of the first two positions secured. So yesterday, the target I think was 4,083 from memory. So yesterday I was here. Yeah, the target was 4,000, pretty much where we're at right now. And eventually, obviously, popped back up to the entry. So secured the majority of the position at 35 and plus 60, and then the little position remaining was stopped out, break even. Let's see, we are starting to move a little bit here on gold. Are we finally breaking? Got just over a minute remaining. So again, what would be really fantastic is if this candle can close relatively strong just now and the new candle actually just opens straight bearish, tag us in and bounce off that interruption, the interruption candle high. $4,020 again, it could possibly, but I don't have a crystal ball to tell you. I mean, it's quite a lot of support that it's currently at, and that level, yeah, I mean, it's the level I've been calling for as well, so definitely on the cards, but gotta get through the support at the daily low, which lines up with some support to the left. Alright, so we're about to close, guys. We're about to close this candle. Let's see if the new candle can just pop straight bearish. No, popped up. All right. All right, so we've broken a low of that previous candle now. Let's see if we can figure in some more downside pressure to tag us into the trade and bounce. Once again, if it does get triggered in, I'm going to try to get to break even pretty quickly in this one, guys, because it is counter trend. So we're getting closer, within 20 pips. Yeah, there's definitely a bit of volume popping into the markets just now. All right, let's see. We're starting to approach. All right, within 10 pips, let's see.
Even when you feel low, you can still go. Even when you feel slow, you can still go. Even when there's no hope, you can still go.
Oh, here we go, guys. Very close. Another 6 pips. Better not bounce from here, though. Sometimes what it does is it gets close and then bounces. Let's see. Hopefully we get tagged in and then it bounces. Cool. All right, we're in. 79.76. Wow, got slipped to the good, but we're dropping a bit of volume. He's really dropping volume here. So as I mentioned before, if we begin to break the bullish candles lower, probably going to cut half just to begin to manage the trade. There's not much more you can do in regards to trade management in this entry. But we'll see if we get some sort of reaction to that level. Frank, good morning to you, mate. Hope you're well. Not looking great at the minute on this eruption. Sunburst golden lens. bearish momentum looking strong it is at the moment. Oh, geez, really is. Minus 20 pips at the minute. Let's see. Alright, in your buy zone, fair enough. Yeah, probably gonna cut half. 34 pips. Laura, all good. Hope you're well. Just stuck in some pretty heavy drawdown on gold here. Yeah, we're not looking good. But it does look like it could potentially still come down. We need a bounce off the body of that candle. Everything going live, maybe. Am I in? Yes. I think I have the 1 minute candle close. Lot size and no one's business. I'm gonna probably manage the trade now. Just modify stop loss to the actual low of this candle.
Never break, always fight, never quit.
Let me screenshot my team.
Have no shame, there's no time. Feel the pain, live the grind. I could change in my mind. Pick a lane, commit and climb. The only way to win at life. I never miss that fact. Taking big swings, put your hand to the bat. Put me in the ring, you'll go out.
Jeez, it flipped to profit. Now it's going to take my stop loss out. Easy manage it. Ah well, that's the way you choose to go about things. Still in it, but just not by much.
They wanna say they hate, but they know it's cap. I ain't play no games, I just do that's fact. And I don't feel no shame, it's a mood you lack. I go crazy, nah, but I ain't lazy. Track after track, I work on the shit daily.
Paraffin all good, mate. Take care.
About to unpack all these things I've been chasing. I've got visions in my head, like memories after death. To be a legend instead of something you can forget. I'm living up every breath, I'd rather lead than be led. I'll fill the seats as I spread, with every word that I've said.
Alright, let's see. Let's need to push to at least minimum 35 pips before I can do anything really. All right, 21 pips, 25. It didn't see manage it earlier. You could probably get to break even and consider securing some profit here. To stop loss, got bloody close to stop loss, so it's 30 pip profit. There we go. All right, nice work, guys. So consider securing something, get to break even. Close to stop loss though, that one. But, well, just got it done. Aaron, hello from Kara, hello to you. Cloud W, thank you, mate. Good to see you there on the stream. Wow, that was very close, guys. I'm gonna lie, I'm starting to get the the twitchy bum when you look like you're going to get taken out. Came within, a whisker. Yeah, all good. Tommy, thank you. Aaron, W. For the body, it would have probably been a better option, but yeah, how do you know? Anyway, but like I mentioned before, a lot of my guys start to take 2 entries on this. The wick itself and the body. Patron, you always see market low is broken, retest and goes down again. Good observation. Yeah, so we're gonna get out for a small win on that one. Yeah, nicely done. Good week so far, 2-0 on stream. Some buffs got lenses and the knowledge. Thank you, appreciate your support as always, mate. Yeah, but we got it done eventually. All right, but moving forward, what would I be looking at? Still, bias is bearish. It's definitely more bearish than bullish, but when I would start to consider buys, if for instance this 4-hour can close back strong bullish, then the new 4-hour candle can do what this one's kind of doing right now, create the potentially higher low, then look for some sort of price action catalyst to buy it. I mean, aside from that, I'm still more favoring sells. So if we were to finally pop back up to tap into that blue zone and around that 4100 only to reject, then I would definitely be looking out for a price action catalyst to take sell back down. And that's pretty much it. It's going to be difficult otherwise because you're at 4-hour support below the current day's low. So there is quite a bit of support to the left. Really want to be back below 4,020. So we've got a distance to cover to get to below that point there. Bit tricky, to be honest, at the moment. We're not trending. There's no momentum behind any move at the minute. But I don't know. Let's see. It might pick up moving forward into pre-MY. But yeah, that's pretty much what I'd be looking at moving forward, guys. So you're now really pushing. You're still in this trade on the gold. Nice work. Aaron, can I get signal if I join fair? It's trade ideas. I do it a bit differently. I don't say the exact level or number. I do give what I'm looking at. So yeah, like for instance, I'll just quickly show you what it is. Trade ideas. So it's just, this is a valid entry, and the level yesterday on GJ, which was 0 drawdown, Nasdaq. So that's how I do it. Do it a bit differently because everyone's gonna have a slight different price depending on their broker's chart. Plus, I'm not, not a machine to be awake 24/7. So before I head to bed, I usually scope or even just after the stream. Really pushing on this gold trade now, guys. So nice work, nice work. If you've not locked up any profits, consider doing so. Actually, yeah, I closed in a small profit. Yeah, but basically because of the fact that we are more bearish than bullish. That's the only reason. I'm still in break even. Nice one. Yeah, you're looking good, mate. You're looking really good. So yeah, so that's how I do it in regards to signals. I don't call signals. I just give like valid trade ideas. So yeah, that's about it. But yeah, well done, guys. Another W stream, another W day. Killing it on the stream. We still don't get enough love. But anyway, if you are interested in knowing more about what I do, for the price of a streaming service, you can join the VIP, give you access to the course. Not only that, but myself, the team, all the private members calls, which are 3 or 4 times a week. Yesterday I won for an hour and a half. They will be on again for a decent time, so long as people will join. And yeah, it's a good little community. More for Asian and London session though, but MY, we do a little bit of pre-MY, and that's about it. But anyway, guys, do trade safe, have a good one, don't do anything stupid. My guys, I'll catch you later. Cheers, Tommy. And to everyone else, I'll be back tomorrow, probably around the same time, maybe a few minutes earlier, a few minutes later, we'll see. I don't think it's manipulation because consolidation, possibly. I mean, it possibly could be. So if the back of that, then a good chance it still could come up to that 4,100. But yeah. So anyway, guys, take care, trade safe. I'm back tomorrow, and I'll catch you all then. Until then, cheers, guys. Bye for now.